Hello friends, this video on synthetic fibers and plastics part 2 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So the next type of fiber is artificial fiber. Now as the name suggests, these are man-made fibers. That is, they are manufactured by men. They do not exist naturally. They do not exist in nature. So these are also known as synthetic fibers. So synthetic fibers, artificial fibers, man-made fibers all mean the same. Some of the examples of artificial fibers are nylon, rayon, polyester. So these are some common examples. Now you would have often heard about nylon threads, which are often used in your homes for drying clothes, or the nylon strong ropes which are used for rock climbing. It is also used for making parachutes. Rayon, polyester, these are used for making different types of clothes, bed sheets. So there are many applications of these artificial fibers. Now, a lot of research was done by the scientists to improve on the naturally occurring fibers. Now, why artificial fibers came into existence? Because the natural fibers which existed like silk or wool or cotton, so they were pretty much expensive. So most of these artificial fibers, they are nothing but they are polymers. That is, they are made up of small units called monomers. Now, we will talk about artificial fibers in more detail, but we see that the properties of artificial fibers can be changed in many different ways by changing the process by which they are produced, because these are completely under our control, under the control of human beings. So, the kind of properties we want, we can alter the process of production in that way. So mostly these artificial fibers, they are comparatively cheap when compared to the natural fibers, but at the same time they give a similar look and feel as that of natural fibers. So the question is, how are these natural fibers, how are the artificial fibers produced? So that is an interesting and important question. So most of these fibers are produced by a process called spinning. Now, what happens in spinning? So, let's see. Now, as I told just now, that each of these artificial fibers, they are nothing but polymers. What do we mean by polymers? Poly means many. Mers are nothing but unit. So, any such big molecule which is made up of many small molecules, that is called a polymer. So let us see what happens in spinning. So this polymer is the artificial fiber basically. So initially when the polymer is formed, that time it is quite thick and viscous. And then this thick and viscous polymer is passed through a device, you can say, which is called spinneret. So what is a spinneret? Let's see. Spinneret. So this is nothing but a disc-like structure which has holes on it, and the polymers, which is viscous, that polymer comes out through those holes. So spinneret exists in a lot of different shapes. So here you see these are all spinnerets. They are disc-like structures and they have so many holes. So what happens is these polymers, they come out of these holes. And they are like they are not completely liquid, but they are very viscous, like very thick liquid. So that's how they come out of these spinnerets, the polymers. Now since the polymers are right now kind of viscous and liquidy, so they are then solidified, and when they solidify, they form long thin threads, and those threads are nothing but the fibers. So basically this process is known as spinning. Why spinning? Because here you see they are like spinning through a device called spinneret and coming out as long threads. So because of this entire process, it is called spinning. So if you look at this structure, this shows a spinneret where you can see here the red colored portion which is shown here. This is the polymer outlet of this spinneret. Now depending on the type of the spinneret used, solid or hollow fibers are formed. Now some of the fibers might be hollow inside, some of them, because fibers are nothing but thin thread-like structures. So the threads inside might be hollow, the threads inside might also be solid. So you see there are many different types of spinneret available. So here also you can see they are all of different types. So depending upon the type of the spinneret used, the type of the fibers are being formed. So this is briefly how the process of production of artificial fibers take place. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.